Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina Shephard, and this is my co-host Thomas Knight Templar.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show.
We have a wonderful show lined up for you tonight. You're going to be learning all about the oils, which are a great healing tool that so many are unaware of. So we got two wonderful guests here who know about the oils, and they're going to enlighten us. So let's start with you. This is our guest, Irina. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll move over here.
Hello, everyone. What a pleasure to be here. And such a beautiful energy, beautiful people, beautiful topic to talk about, one of my favorite topics. My name is Irina. I'm a love and relationships coach. I'm also a holistic aromatherapist. I integrate essential oils in my love and relationship coaching, in my holistic practice, in all my approaches to humans, basically, because essential oils have so many beautiful therapeutic qualities. That's what I do.
Yeah, and you know, that's a wonderful thing, and everybody does this thing so different. Like I use energy. I also use oils, but I like also Bach flower essences, you know, but everybody has their own stick, you know what I mean?
Well, whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works, but you know, so... But
I use Crisco, Wesson, you know.
Oh,
you mean that kind of...
Tommy.
no, I'm sorry.
And actually, Bach remedies, they work well with essential oils because they you take them internally, and essential oils you apply externally, and it actually works in a very nice harmony.
Well, she was doing that. He was doing that with me. She told me the rescue remedy.
Yeah,
You know,
the rescue remedy.
Take 2 shots of this and do that and take this, and I was doing that and I felt a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, so I used to carry that thing with me all the time. I didn't even know where it actually was.
That's an emergency rescue thing, folks, that it is good for you to know. It's holistic and get it in any health food store or
You
even
can get it at
Wegmans,
the vitamin shop has it.
Yep.
And so does, what's that other one? GNC may have that.
And Wegmans has it. Whole
Wegmans,
Foods has it. Yeah, sure.
Rescue Remedy, they have an aerosol,
And drops.
a sprayer, and they have drops.
And little gummies, too.
I didn't get the gummies.
No, they have little gummies.
Why
That's
didn't you get
really
me
nice.
gummies?
Well, I guess they didn't have them.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce our other guest, and then we'll go
Our
from
next
there.
guest, I'm going to see if I get this right. All right. Mehernaz, Madan, right? Okay, look at that. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. And I only practiced that since the last show we had her on. Okay. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I am a spiritual coach, and I specialize in life path coaching, and I do tarot and energy healings, and I love incorporating essential oils in my healings and even Bach flower remedies because they just go
So
so
well.
well together.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And,
Yeah.
Don't you find that most of this healing with the oils and with the Bach flower remedies and so forth, don't you think that they work on a very deep emotional level?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's soothing because the scent of what was the name of the stuff?
Nairobi.
What she said. Okay. And before the show started, Anita put something on my wife's temples to help her with some migraines that she's been having. And I also got some of that on me, and I tell you the truth, I can breathe like I can't believe I can breathe.
Now that was clary, right? You said it was clary?
No, this was Clarity. It's a blend. It has eucalyptus. It has peppermint.
It was working better than Claritin. You know?
Claritin, right. So, and like you said, they do essential oils. They have, we call it dual action. It's very pleasant for the mind. That's why they are so beautiful
It's
and
very
so calming
cleansing,
for us.
very cleansing.
Yeah, and plus they have molecules and certain chemical compounds and frequencies. I'm sure we'll talk about this later, that are good for our emotions and our physical health.
Now, what kind of a base oil is used for the oils? Do you know? Because I do not know that.
What do you mean, one type of oil for all of them?
Well,
That is the actual essential base?
None of them are concentrated, right? So don't they have a base oil? Like, I'm just going to toss it out there, like olive oil or castor oil or something like that.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
a bunch of oils that are used as bases. Grapeseed is a common one. sometimes vitamin E oil. So there's different bases. So essential oils on their own, they're very concentrated.
Right,
If you touch them
exactly.
on the skin, sometimes they say, it's not the best thing to directly apply them. So when you blend them with a carrier oil, essentially, because essential oil is the soul of the plant. It's
Right.
the main, it's like bringing the forest home. But when you put that in a carrier, that makes it more carryable or applicable. And
Right.
And then there's different carrier oils depending on the use, purpose, and also different ones that go well with different essential oils
Yeah.
that blend well.
In my truck, I have it's a plug-in diffuser that you put water and then you put a drop or two of I have lemon, eucalyptus, something else, right?
Yes,
And
there's so many
I do that,
versions.
and it's kind of like it's cleansing for me, but it kind of like changes the energy around. Just feel a lot better when that's going. These do the same thing.
Yeah, well, interesting you
it
said
a-
eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is considered by ancient cultures, civilizations. It was used in many rituals, in cleansing rituals, and it is considered a breath of life, eucalyptus. So it's very opening. So it opens up your breathing passages. It oxygenates your brain, and that's why in spa industry you see in saunas and steam rooms they use a lot of eucalyptus because it's so clearing, it's so opening. It has a lot of chemical compounds that actually work well with your physiology that open up those breathing passages and oxygenate the brain.
I have one of those, Tommy. I have one of those. Only in mine, you
Did I give
don't.
you a diffuser?
No, but I've had it for years. It looks like a lighter, and you kind of stick it in, and it has a little cardboard piece of paper, and you put whatever oil you want on it, and then it will diffuse
So
it
it's
for
like a
the car.
litmus paper.
No, it's kind of thick. It's almost like a little cardboardy type
So
of
it's absorbent.
person.
It's gonna absorb. Okay.
And then eventually it dries out, and you have to put more oil on it or get a new one. But I remember one time I had a really sore throat, and I was at an expo. So a woman who was an oil distributor, she says, have some thieves and some tea.
Yeah.
So, well, I love the smell of thieves. Oh, it smells so delicious to me. Well, anyway, so I drink the
Thieves?
tea.
Thieves.
Yeah,
There's
well,
a story
she has
behind
it
it.
here.
Well, I was going to say, because I thought she said thieves. I was
It,
gonna say,
yeah,
do you
that's
get-
what it
I
is.
would think-
Thieves.
It's a
Thieves.
blend.
Do you have to
It's
go to
a
Rikers
blend,
Island to see what they smell like?
Well, yeah, she probably has it
I
right
have
here.
it, I
And you'll
have
have to sniff it. You have it? You can pull it out so we could smell it?
Absolutely, it's a very fall-like smell. It's for this time of the year. It has clove, it has
Oh, it's clove, cinnamon,
so
nutmeg.
it's very
Yeah.
it's one of those scents, and it's very
It smells like Pier 1 when you walk in there.
exactly.
Okay.
So kind of
Alright.
like Pier 1.
My wife hates when I go to that store because I walk into that store and I walk out hundreds of dollars later with
Oh, yeah.
cans you can spray, things that you don't need, corn, you name it.
It's so easy.
And interestingly, Thieves is one of the oils you actually cannot apply directly on the skin. So this is one of the oils that you can, we recommend diluting because those
Right.
are skin irritants. Cinnamon, clove are actually
So
skin
can you just put it
irritants.
on your clothes, like say, maybe?
No, not clothes. You have to be careful. It may stain your clothes. You can rub on your feet. Let's say if you're not feeling well, you can rub on your feet because skin on your feet can actually handle it.
Well,
And,
you know,
and you can do like a mouth rinse with it. Your gums can handle it, but directly on the skin,
a
I
mouth
would
rinse?
not.
I don't know. But
well, let me tell you though. Wait, I'd have to
Recommend.
finish the story
Okay.
because so I put it in. She puts it in the tea, right? So afterwards, I'm looking at the cup, and the cup was styrofoam. It had eaten it away in some spots, and I said, "And you had me drink this?" Of
and
course
she
it
used to
was-
have 2 kidneys. Now she only has 1. And the other one has holes in it.
Well, I think she put the drops in first, so it was concentrated, and then you pour the water and the tea in, right? But it's one of my favorites. I love it.
I
When do you
just
smell
opened
this?
I just opened a bottle, so just kind of smell the cap, and that's how you smell essential oils. Actually, when you open a bottle.
Wow, this thing smells like one of them pies, those cinnamon things.
Yeah,
they're made out of,
exactly.
what are they,
It's a
ceramic?
beautiful scent to diffuse around holidays. Yes.
Let me smell it again. I love
Mine.
this smell.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
can't-
mine, mine.
I can
Oh,
smell
I
the
love it.
clove.
And
I
it
love
is a tip for just listeners, when you open up a bottle of essential oils, therapeutic grade essential oils, they're very potent. So it is recommended not to
Sniff
right
the whole
away
thing.
just bring it to your nose. You might be sensitive. Just kind of send the aroma from a distance and from a cap, and maybe get familiar with it. Get friendly with it first, you know.
Just a little shot, you know.
Say hello first. Yes, they are live substances. You know, they are nature's substances.
nature's gift to us.
They are gifts to us. So
That's right.
we have to treat them with respect.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is about this is you were talking about the Claritin, right? Well, these are completely holistic, and it's like getting, like she said, nature's medicine, right? Nature's medicine. Now, what did you bring? I see that you have an assortment from India, I think you said?
Yeah, I tend to get my essential oils from there. My favorite one that I use a lot
It's a hell of a ride to go get such oil.
is Nairobi, and that's
orange
actually
blossom.
very soothing, and yeah, it has a very soothing scent.
I'm the
to
guinea
it.
pig here, so if you see me fall, it's because I had an overload of flowers.
Right.
Oh, you will
I
be
like
very
that.
energized after this
Let's sing.
Energized.
episode.
But
I feel like Fabio.
Oh, I
I
love
made that part. I really
this.
don't. It smells good, don't it?
What is this called?
Neroli.
Nairobi?
Orange
that
blossom.
also?
Like Africa?
Yes, we have. I don't have it with
Nairobi?
me now.
Nairobi.
Neroli.
Oh,
It's
Nairobi.
one of the very expensive
Oh, I
oils.
love it. I love it.
We shouldn't say expensive, precious. Precious. Yes,
Precious.
this is a better
Oh,
way.
yes,
And
precious, yes.
it's beautiful
You get
for
this all from
feminine
India?
energy.
This is lovely.
Wait, online?
Oh, I need to get
no,
that.
when I visit back
Oh, when you
home.
go there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, get me one too.
Oh,
I really like that.
You think you go around the block? It's India.
Well, I think she probably visits often, right?
Around the
I do,
block.
How
I do.
often do you go to India?
I go annually.
Yeah, most people do that come from another country. I mean, you're from there?
I am.
You are?
No, she's
Yeah.
from Poland.
Oh, and I bet
So
you
we'll all
cook.
put in an order for you.
Oh, I bet you cook Indian. I love Indian food. I just went to an Indian restaurant this past week. Oh, I'd
What are you
love
making?
that.
Shrimp vindaloo?
Oh, I could do that.
More
I
or less of my own
loved it.
house.
I had like this
I told you,
stewed
37.
lamb.
I'll let
Oh,
you in. 40's good.
spicy. Oh, it was so good. Oh my God.
Spicy, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love spicy food. I love it.
So the flower
Spices
oils
are
are
lovely.
very, they're like she said, very precious because it takes a lot to extract oils from flowers. So
Yes.
the quantities are little, and they really help with blood chakra. All your Nairobi, your rose, tuberose, they open up the heart and also heal the heart of heartache. So they're very soothing in general.
Yeah, you know, I went to Egypt in 2011, and we went to a perfumery. And in the perfumery, I brought home rose oil,
Of
concentrate.
You put home a tar.
Oh my God. It was like the scent. Oh, I bought little bottles to pour them in for my friends. I also got jasmine. And I
Of
got,
course, those are very popular oils
what else
in the
did I
perfume
bring?
industry.
Yeah, there were quite a few, but it was a fascinating experience because we had little espressos, and you know they brought them in on trays, and we just smelled all these perfumes.
And you know why espresso?
why?
Because coffee breaks up the smell,
Oh,
the
well, that
scent.
makes sense.
So let's say if you smell thieves and it kind of still lingers on, you will smell coffee before you smell a different
Oh,
oil.
kind of like
So
you
that's
have
it
the
neutralizes,
sorbet.
it
It's a
neutralizes.
neutralizer. It's like a neutralizer, right?
Like sorbet between meals.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yes,
coffee
yes.
beans,
So
coffee
there's a
beans
little
will,
place like
will
this.
yeah, you'll see
Yeah,
coffee beans around
okay.
oils a
Oh,
lot.
they're gonna make. Maybe
See,
they're
so
gonna make
you're
espresso
learning
or
something
something. We have a couple,
new.
Yeah. And I always, Tom Ford perfumes, why they so expensive? I mean, he's a creative person, of course, but also because he uses those very expensive oils, natural oils, the rose, jasmine, the neroli. He uses very high quality oils.
This
and
is
that's,
the young oils you're talking?
no, he probably
Who are
gets
you
them.
talking about?
Tom Ford perfumes.
Oh.
His bottle of perfume. If you go to high-end store, probably $300 for a small bottle. But it's you paying actually for essential oils.
Yeah. Oh.
because it's all the other ingredients.
Oh, you have to write that
Yeah.
down for me now. I have these ladies writing. I got a whole list
Yes.
going of things I want to look into or get.
But to her point, it's very true that even with the commercial perfumes, when you go for a perfume that actually has essential oils versus a perfume that does not have essential oils, you have the therapeutic benefits.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just fragrance.
Yeah.
You know, even Airwick, you know, the little deodorizers you plug in, they have been coming out with essential oils in it. But I'm sure it's not as pure as any of this, you know.
I had a lady in Stop and Shop, and she had something on that was like, I don't know about being essential, but it was certainly deadly. You know?
You have to be very careful.
It closed
these
my
days.
throat.
It's people
It
don't know.
closed my
People
throat
don't know.
that I had to get away from her. Then she gets on the line in front. I got off the line and went on to another one.
And she followed you.
No, she didn't. But not for nothing. She didn't follow me, but the funk did. Wow.
Descended, yeah. Part of it is just being an educated consumer. Before you buy oils, you need to research the company. You can call the company. You can
Well, this
can
company
ask.
that you're showing here, Beauty, is it?
This is Young Living. Yeah, they've been around for many, many years.
Okay.
And there are a lot of reputable companies. And you
Right.
can ask for actual chemical analysis. It's public. They send it to you. If they're hiding something, then it's not pure. There's no regulation on the market. How much they can put in a bottle to actually call it essential oil. It could be less than 0.05%, and they can still say it's organic, and it's very far from organic. Just being an educated consumer, before you buy something, just know what you're buying, and it has to say botanical name on the bottle, and there's a way to distinguish.
You know,
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sis. Yeah.
I just bought a salt lamp. Now, I have a bunch of regular salt lamps for years,
Okay.
but now the salt lamp I just bought, it has a little hole in the top, a metal thing that you put the oils in, and I've been enjoying the white angelica oil. Every day I put a little drop in there. It makes the whole house smell so wonderful. Like
I
you're
have
in
to get me
heaven.
one of those.
Oh.
I want one of those.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
It's the most amazing oil for those who are opening spiritually, or it's so good for connecting with your guides. It's so good for spreading.
And it's so much nicer than, say, spraying for
Angelica,
breeze
yeah.
or, anything like that,
Yes,
right?
You don't smell like
Spraying Fabuloso. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Fabuloso.
Anyway,
Well, you know what my husband started doing? Rather than using sprays in the bathroom, he took one of his bottles of cologne and put it there. And so instead, he
you
would
want to
use
talk about a
his
thing with
cologne.
cologne? Many years ago when I worked in the airport, we had an account, it was Estee Lauder. And I was in the city, and I had this really expensive cologne, and I tell you, I hated it.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Tea Rose. Right? It is a very expensive cologne. That was the worst smelling, headache-giving. It was in drug with me, and did it reek?
Huh.
I couldn't understand. And most of the women that wore it were elderly, very elderly. It's like something from like back in the 40s, maybe.
Wow, interesting.
Well,
I'm
Tea
going to
Rose.
look into it, see what's in it.
You know
Well,
what, Tommy? You're probably chem sensitive because I'm chem sensitive to so many different things, and you never know what's going to do it. You know what I mean? In this case, that perfume and whatever the other woman had on too, right? That you were talking about in the store. Obviously, something that you're chem sensitive to. People don't. In case you don't know what I'm talking about. Some people are highly sensitive to chemicals, no matter whether they're holistic, whether they're perfume, whether they're an aerosol, whatever. You can be highly allergic to that. In fact, my brother's like that. His wife uses a hairspray that absolutely makes him sick, and he's been trying to get her to change for years. She doesn't get it, But sometimes these things just have odors or a chemical in it that you just can't tolerate.
No.
Right, and the more you use natural stuff, the more you become allergic to chemicals.
Yes,
Yeah.
Your nose immediately distinguish that, and you just can't be near. I used to use a lot of perfumes. I used to have collection. Now I have maybe one or two very soft, and I use them very, rarely. I mostly use my essential oils because it's just I can't,
And it's amazing because when you
tolerate.
wake
I
up at
told
the
you.
day, you have all this variety, and depending on how you're feeling, like if you need to wake up, you'll wear your oranges and your citruses, and so, yeah.
Right, yes, and I make my own actually perfumes now too.
Do you?
Yes, and the spritzes. I like. They're very refreshing.
Yeah, I have a woman that I see at the expo. She makes her own like that, and I also know someone who makes the very purest oils. But they're not a name brand. And Green Mountain is also good. They do things with pets, which is very nice. I recently, at the last expo I was at, there was a distributor there who had cannabis oil for cats. And you know, when my cats are not emotionally balanced, like we moved, you know, that upset them. My husband crossed over, that upset them, and so you know, they flip out sometimes. And so when I got the cure, ooh, you know, put a little drop. They even will eat it right off their food.
The cat was looking at his paw and said, wow, the colors.
yeah.
I'd be interested to learn more because when I did my training through National Association of Holistic Aromatherapists, what we learned is that cats lack liver enzyme to process essential oils, so we have to be very careful with cats. We probably would have to dilute a lot and just use one tiny drop. And before you apply directly on the cat's fur, you first rub it in your hands and then you rub it on it. Yeah, you don't ever directly apply on a cat. Dogs are different, but still you have to be very careful away from the
I am
ears.
so shocked that they make an essential oil thing based on what you just said for flea medicine for the cats on essential
They
oils.
probably use the formula that is safe and there's certain proportions because in Young Living we also have animal sense. It's for animals and you can use it on horses and dogs and cats. But you know, they use it, they know what it's like spelling. You have to know how to spell and what to put in it to make it safe.
Well, do they have a kit just for the pets?
Yes, they have Animal Sense. It's
Oh,
called.
well, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. See, you learn something new every time you talk to somebody.
I'd like to see you put that oil on a horse. Come here, Trigger, let me rub something on you. Yeah, okay. Eat food, you ain't doing it. You know, I tell you.
So what else do you have there? Because they're all different, I see.
Oh yeah, so this one I have, it's called Rajnikanda, or it's actually tuberose. It's in a roll-on form. But tuberose is another one that I really love. I love my flower oils.
No, it's definitely a flower, that's for sure.
It's very typical to India and Mediterranean oil.
I guess
Turkey.
it's just a
Oh,
personal
God.
choice.
I like this one more than I like the other one.
other
Oh
one?
my
Yeah.
God, that
Neroli.
smells so delicious.
Yeah, this is delicious. That's exactly it.
I'm
And
putting
Neroli
it in
is-
order with you when you go. This is
Absolutely.
beautiful. Now,
Well,
do you
sister's
have
got a
anything
roll-on
like
head. Yeah,
We
no.
have rose oil, yes.
that?
This is a different
That doesn't
rose.
smell like rose oil to me. That's a combination, right?
Yeah, and it has a tuberose is the main content, which is different
ingredient.
from regular rose. They're
Yeah,
they're slightly different.
scents. They're different notes too.
notes
Yeah,
to it,
because
yeah.
that is amazing.
It doesn't have that very strong rose flavor.
I am
yeah.
putting an order in there, honey.
One of these days when we get smell-o-vision at home, you'll get to enjoy this with us.
Smell-o-vision. I love
Yeah,
it.
oh,
Smell-o-vision.
You know, you'll just have to take our word
You
for
know
it.
what? That is one thing about talking about essential oils.
Right.
Try to say that one on
right?
QVC.
Like you can really send them and experience them in real
It's
life.
true. You have to feel it for yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's why it's so nice to like put a word to it. That is just delicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm outnumbered here, you know. There's 3 women to 1.
But if you smelled that on a woman, you would love it, wouldn't you?
When I go home, she's going to think I've been out with somebody.
Well, that's true.
Let's give you something masculine then. How about we give you something masculine?
What is that, made of a sneaker?
Stinky sneakers.
Okay.
No, only kidding.
All
I
right.
mean, we are creative people here.
Okay.
We're not that creative.
No sneaker. Dirty sweat socks.
Right? So this is Chatran, and it actually it's a very balancing
Yeah,
scent
see, now
for
that-
men.
That does smell masculine to me.
It's very masculine.
It smells like something you have in a wood shop.
It has interesting that you detected that it has
Her
some
smell.
woody aromas
does.
in it, and it's a very grounding.
So guys,
Which
stop
one
smelling
is
up my
that?
stuff.
Let me see the front of it. so I can-
It's called
It's very-
Chatran.
It's good. It is.
Woody, yes.
Woody.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that is delicious.
How come you don't get no play from mine? Just take it and put it away.
It does have some. I forgot to tell
Smelled
you.
it? You
I
want to put
smelled
some
it.
on? Okay, he wants to put some
No,
on.
I don't want to put it on.
It does have some aphrodisiac properties. I'm just warning.
Aphrodisiac properties.
Aphrodisiac.
You heard that first here.
Well, so is Rose and Neroli.
Really?
They all,
You already
a lot of
smell
them do.
They're already working.
Okay. now that we found out that this can do these things, okay?
Now, you know, when I was actually running my school, my healing school, and I used the Bach flower remedy, I also used the oils, but I was more fond of putting a mix together for my students when I would do a private session. And so I would scan and see what they needed and create a blend. And so I would imagine that this is what you do and what you do with the oils. Is that right?
Yes.
That's exactly it.
And so you have these grouped in a special order. So why don't you tell us what the groupings are?
Oh, okay. So my practice is mostly working around feelings and emotions because essential oils interact with our limbic system and with our parasympathetic nervous system. So they have a direct access. They go through our olfactory, which is a sense of smell, go right into our brain and our limbic system, straight to our emotions. So that's why they're so powerful and they have high frequencies to them because of they're so potent. So the way I group them is these essential oils. I work a lot with women. Most of my clients are women. I run women's circles. I use essential oils in my women's circles. And actually, in your living, you could see most of them are purple or red or pink. So very kind of feminine
Very
colors.
appropriate.
Yeah, very feminine colors. So these are oils that interact well with yin and yang energy, feminine, masculine, very balancing. Some of them are aphrodisiac, some of them are healing, some of them we use for the heart chakra, the different purposes. I have some green labeled oils here for women too, and they are sage and cypress, and this is very good during critical times of the months. Because they improve circulation.
boy.
So just kind of rub nicely on
Balancing
your
hormones.
tummy, and it's just very soothing and healing, beautiful oils.
Look at his face.
Sorry.
I get a little irritable every 28 days too.
You can
But
use
it's
that
just
too.
me, I don't know.
You can try and use
Wow.
them, see what happens, share your experience.
I get so beat up here tonight, really.
Well, now, you know, it's funny. I remember one of my teachers rubbed one of the oils on her feet for clearing. Oh, and it stunk. I was so glad
That
it
was
was
the
on my
feet.
feet. No, it wasn't the feet. The oil itself stunk. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I tell you what, I couldn't, maybe it just stunk to me because I really couldn't stand the smell, you know, like you couldn't
Okay.
stand that smell. Okay, so you don't know which one I'm talking about. Maybe it's just a reaction to me. I don't know, but it really stunk
You were
to
that
me.
close to her feet?
Everyone,
No, it was on my feet. And when
Oh,
she
she put
put
it
it
on your feet.
on, and I says, oh my God, that stinks. I'm glad it's on my
Wow.
feet.
you know, everyone has a slightly different reaction, although they more or less have similar properties.
Yeah.
But some people just resonate better with some oils and do not resonate. And also sometimes the way it reacts with the skin
Yeah.
and the hormones in the
Your
skin.
chemistry,
Your
yeah.
chemistry, that's exactly it. So that
Yes,
could be it.
Absolutely.
Now,
And
do
You should find out what it is, don't wear it.
No, I mean, I'd get a whiff of it and I would know.
Wow.
Do you ever sense that someone needs almost like a hormone or a chemical in their body and you pick an oil to match that?
yes, yes.
And this is an intuitive thing, right?
Yes, it is, but I always double check that with the science behind it. So if I'm working on a specific chakra, then I'll double check,
Yeah.
well, you know, because like for instance, with Reiki, I'll never do like red on a heart chakra. So I just always want to double check because it's almost medicinal.
Yes.
But
Now-
yeah, it does come intuitively too.
Okay, now are you psychic or a medium?
yeah.
Okay, so you have that gift. And how about you? Are you psychic or a medium?
I hate that word.
Yeah, but you
I
know what
really
I mean.
hate that
I
word.
know you
I
don't like the
consider
word psychic.
myself a healer.
Okay.
Okay,
I
leave it
don't,
at that. She's an
yeah,
intuitive
I'm-
healer.
Intuitive healer.
Because
okay.
a lot of this is an intuitive science. Yes, you have to be,
Right.
you know, you have to assess. It's
You
a
have to,
holistic.
you have
It's a
to
holistic.
interpret what the other person
Right,
needs.
exactly. And we all unique. We all unique.
That's true.
What works for you might not work for you,
I'm
right?
special, my mommy told me.
She's prejudiced.
We all special. You're not the only one who's special.
No, but we love you, Tommy. You are
We all
special.
special.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So there's only one little group that's for men?
No, there are quite a few. What for men, it's good. Well, you got smell citron. Then
smell-
woody
mm.
patchouli is excellent.
Patchouli, I've heard of that.
Patchouli, yeah, patchouli is very popular
good.
scent. It's very masculine, musky scent for men. I will let you smell it. My male clients naturally drawn to woody aromas, cedarwood, sandalwood,
Yes.
incredibly spiritual oils. They're incredibly beautiful.
You like this,
spiritual,
Bob.
but
It's
very
good.
resin-like.
Yeah.
It has a
Yeah.
man's feel to it.
You want to
Yes.
smell?
Yeah.
I
You
think
want
I'm
That's
familiar
amazing.
with
Yeah,
patchouli.
Patchouli,
Yeah.
another popular in perfume industry.
Yes,
See,
very
it's got,
popular.
It's got a man's scent to it.
Absolutely.
After the show, we'll shave your back. Don't worry about it.
And
Goes
I
away.
happen to love patchouli. I happen to love, and because
That's it, right?
Yes, I have a lot of feminine energy, and sometimes when I need a little bit
Calm
more
down.
balancing, I use patchouli, and it really it creates this energetic balance within you.
I agree.
It's like
Patchouli has so
masculine,
many.
feminine polarities that I work a lot with, and it's just a beautiful yin and yang.
And women's always, with all the emotions and all the.
And it's a very good hormone balancer, the patchouli.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the woody oils are very good grounding oils, and I get the sense that they're very root chakra and the lower chakra oils. They bring you back.
They
but
ground
they
you.
also
They ground you.
but they'll also open up, like frankincense and all of them are also good for
Frankincense, I
your
like.
crown and all of that.
Third eye,
But
yeah.
but I get that sense that that's why they're called masculine, because those are the masculine or grounding chakras.
I'm always burning frankincense and myrrh when I go to my beach that I have sanctified for the Blessed Mother. I always bring that as a gift to cleanse the beach. And there's been times when I'm like
Very
3
powerful
miles down the beach, and all of a sudden I'll smell it. So,
It's
it
a powerful
carries.
oil, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a powerful
It's like
oil.
Palo Santo. It's that
Palo
sandalwood.
Santo.
That's
He's
it.
a brother of
Yeah.
frankincense, yeah.
Which one, dear?
Palo Santo. It's
Palo Santo?
Palo Santo. It's from Peru and
You had that?
Ecuador. This is a tree
You
that
had that?
grows. It's
Oh, not
yeah.
right
It comes from a family of frankincense, because frankincense grows in the Mediterranean.
And myrrh.
Myrrh, yes, and Palo Santo we have in South America.
Yeah.
So, do you think that most of the perfumes have essential oils in them, the better ones?
It depends, no.
No.
Not necessarily.
I don't. Not necessarily, because now we learn how to mimic Mother Nature
But does this work with our firm?
and produce synthetics in the laboratories that actually smell like rose, which is not rose.
No.
I have a perfume that I got in an expo. I think it's called Mamza, and I had done a trade.
Mimosa?
No,
Mimosa?
I thought it was Mamza is the brand name of the
Oh,
perfume, and it's made from essential oils, and it's really beautifully
Yeah?
delicate. Yeah, yeah. It was just starting out, so they were promoting that perfume.
As I was trying to say, does any of this work with a person's pheromones?
Yeah, good question.
Because your pheromones, like they make mass production of male pheromones. So a guy puts that on, so he's more attractive. A woman's more attractive to him, and she doesn't know why.
Patchouli is one. Anything that works with our hormones, anything that works with our emotions, with our reactions in the brain, produce pheromones. And this is so primal because the research studies that are done and the findings pointing to the fact that our brain detects pheromones quicker than any other. And then I can't even call them scents, because you don't even send pheromones. Sometimes you send those pheromones like a person has a certain order, but sometimes you don't, and your brain still picks it up and has a reaction.
When we were talking
Right.
before
It's
about
very
that.
primal.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
talking about that before. I
Very.
told you I'm in a place, and if I just stay
Sense
away
of
from that
smell,
person. 'cause I just
sense
know.
of smell. Remember, our ancestors relied on our sense of smell for hunting,
Right.
for reproduction.
Yeah.
You know, it's very powerful. It's one of the most powerful senses that we have. That's why.
Pheromones themselves do not have a scent if you buy them, just the pheromones
No,
themselves.
You emit
They
pheromones.
don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when we're dealing with certain, say, insects, they leave a pheromone trail, and when they find food, that pheromone trail leads the other ones to the food source. All right, and that's how we capture them, because we know that we see the one is there, that we break it up in the middle here and we get rid of them all.
Yeah.
All right. By using the male pheromone or female pheromone, right? I've never seen that actually, or somebody actually come out and say, yeah, I sprayed this stuff on, next thing you know, I had 12 women follow me around. I never heard anybody say that.
Because remember, it's all energetic. When we use essential oils, they're high in frequencies. They also interact not only with our endocrine system, hormones, with our energy. So it raises our vibrations. And what happens when you feel happy and you're walking around? All of a sudden, more people are attracted to you.
Yeah.
Your pheromones, you produce more pheromones. You vibrate on a different level. So there's a combination of things. Some people think, okay, I'm just going to use this oil, but if I'm not okay emotionally, and I'm not saying positive affirmations, and I'm not waking up and actually taking care of my emotions, taking care of my feelings, releasing negative feelings, or releasing negativity out of my life, I can't expect the same kind of results, you know?
No, that's true.
It's a tool like many others that work all together to create
Well,
that
you're
energy
doing
level.
your reading, somebody comes into you and they're an emotional wreck for some kind of reason, you know, whatever they're going through. I mean, what could you recommend to them along with a reading? I mean, do you guys do anything using the essential oils and maybe some type of herb combination? That, you know, because I know a lot of herbalists have stuff that's similar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
What do you use, dear?
So depending on the person and what they're going through, but I tend to recommend neroli a lot because for the comforting feeling, and even lavender, because
Yeah, I like
it's,
lavender.
I know it's common and it's popular, but it works.
It
It has
works.
that soothing, comforting sense. So it depends on what they're going through. Like if they specifically want to heal a broken heart, it's a different oil. But if they specifically want to just come back to their center and they're very fragmented all
What was
over
that
and
broken
bring
heart
that
one?
energy.
Just curious.
Yeah, yeah. So I generally recommend neroli, but sometimes I recommend neroli.
Oh, Nairobi.
But sometimes I recommend rose. Yeah, usually. And if I feel that they need a lift of energy, then I'll recommend jasmine. Or another one that works very well is bergamot for lifting
I
energy.
have bergamot here.
Oh, I love it.
I group this as uplifting. If you see all the
Yeah.
citrusy oils
Yeah.
that I group,
Okay, let me
Yeah.
smell
you
uplifting.
mentioned.
Yeah.
And bergamot, not only it's uplifting, it's also balancing. So
Yes.
it brings you up, but it also balances your energy.
Do you
Like
know
it's
they
not-
have a tea called
Yes.
Stash Double Bergamot Tea, and I am addicted to
Earl
it.
Grey.
wonderful.
Earl Grey.
Earl
Well,
Grey's
yeah,
bergamot.
but the Earl Grey, right? And in it, like Stash
good.
is the only one I know that has double bergamot.
That is good.
It's good. Actually, it's high in vitamin C too. You can use this on your
I
skin.
was
Not,
gonna
not
ask you,
on the
you-
sun, not when you go in the sun because it's photosynthetic. All vitamin C, as we know. But you can, it's very uplifting.
Yeah.
Well, that's grapefruit.
saw that,
Well,
right?
that smells good too. Let me smell that. I love bergamot.
It's
I
a
love
winter
citrusy.
scent.
They're just
Yes.
happy.
They're
They're
just
happy.
exactly.
love it.
They're just
Yes.
happy.
And that does make me smile. It smells
Bergamot.
delicious.
Excellent for skin. I love
Thank
to
you.
add it to my creams when I make my creams, my balms, my
It smells like you could add it to your
scrubs.
cupcakes.
Scrubs. Oh,
Yeah.
they go so well. Morning wake
Scrubs,
up
right?
scrubs. Yeah.
When you go in the shower with soul scrub, it's excellent.
What else do you have there in your uplifting pattern?
All right, so let's see. We have tangerine, which is also citrusy. We have lemon. We have bergamot. What is this? Oh, that's 2 bergamots I have. Oh, sorry, I actually made a mistake. This was grapefruit. You smelled.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm like, this is a bergamot.
Okay.
Yes.
I just love the bergamot
Yes,
smell.
yeah, bergamot is incredible. And Joy has, it's a blend, but it has a lot of citrusy oils together, and ylang ylang also, which is a
Oh,
very
I like that.
balancing,
Yeah, yeah.
very
Yes,
exotic
that's
oil. I have also Idaho Blues spruce, which is very high frequency oil.
Pine.
Yeah, it's pine, so it is very high frequency. This is I use it a lot for emotional release.
Are we
this
going to crack
oil.
that bottle? Can we
Pine
smell
works
that?
very well
You
with emotional
please,
release.
yes,
Yeah.
do. You actually put it on the tip of your nose, and it's just an incredibly.
Is that a masculine odor?
Huh?
Is that a masculine odor?
Pine.
This smells just like,
Pine.
for anybody out there in the audience that's played baseball, pine tar. You play on a pine tree, you get that stuff on your hands? That's exactly what it smells like.
Christmas.
I don't know about Christmas, but it smells like pine tar.
Pine trees,
Yeah,
right?
it might. Yeah, it probably does, and it actually is higher in frequency than rose.
So pine actually is very good for release. They say all the woody oils, they work because they are roots of the tree, so they work at a very deep
Well,
level.
Yes.
They're taking the energy from Gaia,
Yes.
and it's earth energy that you have in the scent.
Yes.
So of course it's going to be very powerful.
And any kind of
And anything that grows that you're using here in any of these oils all come from the ground,
yes,
because they're all
Yes.
rooted in the ground.
right.
So see, I impressed myself.
I'm telling you.
I am impressed. I am
It's
impressed.
amazing how it all relates together, right? Yeah.
And you know, I channeled through a few things, and when I looked back on it, was reviewing it, it said that Creator will now answer the earth when the earth calls for rain. And when the earth calls for clouds, he will answer. And when the earth's plants start to grow, they will be God's plants.
Wow.
This he will answer now.
How beautiful.
Yes, isn't this beautiful? So it just made me think of it when you were saying that about from the earth. All of this is coming. All of this is coming.
yeah,
It's
it's-
growing.
This
it's
is what
gonna-
Mother Nature
it's
gave us, like Tom
renew.
said. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
we've had people think this is something new, and all of a sudden we have essential oils. This is not. They come from Egypt and even
The
before
Middle East, that's
Egypt,
what they're just
and
telling me.
centuries and centuries of
And
ancient
India.
knowledge.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, these are highly healing agents, and that Mother Nature gave us, that God gave us.
But what is like, you know, I mean, what do you tell somebody? They take a bottle from you get a bottle of the cedar pine, and you tell them what? One drop every day and be on your, you know. I mean, is there a medicinal type of amount that you would use for a specific issue? Like you say, something to ground the emotions of the heart.
It's
Somebody has a
intuitive,
broken-
right?
That and
course.
there
Yes.
are
Like you might say for him to put a drop on every day, but for someone else you might say put 2 drops on every 3 days or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the blends make a difference. So because you can ingest certain essential oils, some and not others, depending on how pure they are.
Yeah.
And then most of them go through your nasal passage, so you diffuse them in your diffusers. And sometimes you can add them to baths. Sometimes you add them to your lotions through the skin. And so it's also the convenience. Like they're okay, I don't have the time to like take baths. All right, then just plug it in, like diffuse it.
It works for you. I have clients who travel a lot, and I make this small inhalers for them. They're little tubes. They can carry them in their pocket, and they can just open.
Yeah,
You
the
know, and
roll-ons
the
work
refill,
really good. You just
roll-ons.
roll it on.
And then you can bring them if you go for massages. Let's say there are essential oils that work well with your musculoskeletal system, or just for your relaxation, depending what. And you can bring it to a massage with you. There's so many application methods and they're really easy to use without. People think you have to make a production. You don't
you know
have
what
to.
the funniest part
No,
about
it's
it is?
very simple.
When I came here tonight, after I showered and shaved and everything.
How
I
are you
took a-
feeling now?
I feel real good, but I want to tell you, I came here wearing Gucci cologne, and I don't smell anything but what I've been smelling. Okay, I don't smell a thing but this stuff.
Much purer. Much
Yeah,
purer,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the thing, just like energy healing and faith healing and so forth, it is not new. This goes back, I mean, you know, when Jesus healed, what did he use? He
There
used
is
energy. He
many.
used
I have one
frankincense and
favorite
myrrh.
oil of Jesus Christ
Which
here.
one's that, my dear?
What is that?
Ah, and it's not frankincense.
Tell
Oh,
us,
wow,
tell
okay.
us.
And before I tell you, I'm going to keep you in suspense. This oil he carried around with him a lot and all the time, actually. And there's so many references in the Bible with this oil. and I'll let you smell it. It has a child safety cap on because
Okay.
you can ingest this oil. It's called hyssop. Hyssop. And it's when you smell it.
Ooh, you got a buzz off of that the way you did that.
Oh, that stinks to me.
It's very strong. It's a very strong. It opens up your lungs. It's very healing. It oxygenates your brain. It's very good to use when you have sinuses, but also
it's working real good
when
on
you're
mine.
stressed. And you know, sometimes when we're stressed, we don't breathe.
Yeah, smell this, Chris. You
We
really gotta
just
smell
want
this.
to breathe, and you know, we heal through breath.
Yes.
What did you say?
It kind of smells like camphor.
Let me see how it's spelled.
Well, smell the bottle a little bit.
You know
A
what?
little bit. You're right.
This
strong.
might be what was rubbed
It's
on my
really
feet. It doesn't react to me
But
well.
do you know, energetically, sometimes when you have a reaction, strong reaction, it could be because you actually need that oil.
That's right. That's
oh,
what, that's
wow.
what
Something
they
was
just- they
releasing.
just
In
said.
aromatherapy, we believe that I had the same kind of reaction to Angelica.
Oh, yeah?
And it was recommended to me in the aromatherapy consultation. I said, Angela, I can't stand it. I just could not.
I get
and
it.
You know what?
There's
I
a
started
reason why you couldn't
diffusing it
stand it.
little by little, I love it now.
You couldn't stand it because in a past life it was something that was a
Something
part of you.
past
and
life,
that
it could
you,
be. It could be.
And now you got used to it again. It's good.
Again, a root, right? The roots have they heal the past life issues, the Angelica
Yes, they
root.
do.
But I just could not be around it, and now I'm fine.
Yeah,
So it
there
could
was a
be you had that
release.
reaction too.
Oh, yeah. Now, what did you just say? That it heals the root of...
So any kind
Repeat
of
that.
root oils or any kind of grounding oils, they go very deep and they heal deep-seated issues, and some of them could be the past life issues. So they work strong at a very strong level. It's the way I look at it is, so flowers are the topical part, so they
Yes.
heal with the topical issues. You
Pine
know, your
trees have
skin,
deep
your
roots. Oaks have
I
deep
got
roots.
ya.
so,
Heart.
yeah,
More heart.
The
Like good for the
Gotcha.
heart. Yeah.
yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. Good stuff, right? Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Another thing I did want to mention about, so when it comes to psychic senses, we all have different strong senses. Some of us are more clairvoyant, some of us are more clairaudient. The sense of smell is actually a very strong psychic smell for.
Oh, I have that gift. I can smell like you can't imagine.
In another life, you were a beagle.
Could have been. People don't know that really is a gift, though. That there is
The
psychic
gift of
smell,
smell.
taste. You know, and I mean, I can smell things from way over there that somebody else would have to be right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
When-
and-
yeah, you exercise your nose because it's like wine, right? Too like sommeliers. They can just. For me, I drink one wine and I can't tell the difference. Now, actually, when I became an aromatherapist, I started distinguishing different notes in the wine. Interesting what it does to your nose and to your taste.
Gets more
when you
sensitive.
right?
Yeah.
When you start exercising that scent of smell.
Practicing
Before
the
I could
muscle.
not, right? I could not. Whatever, you know. It's all the same, but
I agree.
it's a gift, special gift we have.
Yeah.
Beautiful gift. We all have that.
Isn't there one oil, dragon's blood, I think it's called?
In
Through the
young
dragon's
living?
blood, there was an incense. I know that.
There's a dragon's blood oil that I
It's an
think,
essential
right?
oil, yeah.
And that was a lovely smell. I mean, the name doesn't bring up pleasant things, you know what I mean? But the smell of it was delicious to me.
Yeah, dragon's blood is used
How do you like your identity?
specifically in incense.
How do you like your dragon? You like him crispy or al dente?
Must be raw. No, I'm only kidding, you know. But I really like those two ones you let me smell. I've never. I don't
Not
think
really.
Well,
I've
while we
ever
got you, we only
smelled
have a few
them.
more minutes to go, but what's the rest of it?
Yeah.
Oh, another one is lavender flowers, and I have frankincense in
I
here.
like lavender. Let me get a sniffy of
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. This is not just lavender, it's lavender flowers. It's slightly different from the regular
I can smell that from here. That smells
I would
very
love to
different.
smell that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would be curious.
Yeah.
Now, for our audience, lavender, sometimes if you're having problems sleeping, you could put a drop on your
I can
pillow.
definitely smell lavender, but I
and it
smell
will
other
soothe
It's
you.
different slightly.
plant material there. Yeah.
I can smell that, yes, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's just such a, it's such a multitasker.
Oh my God,
I
lavender.
love pairing lavender with amethyst in that sense, if I look at the crystal.
You got an amethyst right there. And right there.
Sometimes I'll add little bits of crystals to the essential oil blends.
can put a drop on
because
that.
that charges it. Oh, of course.
Maybe they'll charge the room.
Absolutely.
Now, amethyst is a feminine stone,
What are you trying to say?
very feminine.
Because I have an amethyst. I also have one home that's 2 feet tall.
Oh, well, you can give it to me, but no, what it means is...
Can I say something on that subject?
Oh, okay. Here,
Can
here.
I just...
We just went into the vagina monologue.
Oh, yeah, you just open up
Oh,
a can
my
of
God.
worms. You just open up a can of
Totally.
worms.
Case closed. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on.
We all have masculine and feminine regardless
right.
of gender.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
hide
We
it pretty
all
well.
have those polarities.
Right, so in other words, because you're so masculine, you need the amethyst for the
To balance it
feminine.
out.
Yeah.
You see? See, that was actually a compliment, nothing negative.
No.
Next time you ask me to wear pink, it won't be a tutu. You know?
Yeah. Oh, Tommy.
We'll see about that.
Oh,
in
okay.
the summertime,
They all
I
work
asked him
together.
to wear pink. Yeah.
I'm being assaulted up here, Bob.
Majority
Be
here.
open-minded.
I am
Open-minded.
open-minded.
You know what it is? You know, the Italian men grew up they're taught very he-men. None of this feminine stuff. And when I
We
asked
were
them to wear...
breastfed testosterone.
Right. And when I asked you to wear pink, did you not take ribbing for weeks?
Yeah, she says, well, you have a nice tan, Tom. Pink will look nice on you. Yeah, all right.
So he wore pink, but he didn't live it down.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And she says that to me into something. I think we'll wear pink. I said, why do we have to wear pink? I said, can it be something else? You know, how about turquoise?
Why do we do that? But pink is a beautiful color,
It is a
very high
beautiful
vibration.
color.
Oh, boy.
The color of love.
Now we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, and let's just, I just want to add something.
Let's recap. Go ahead.
Okay, feminine doesn't, it's not about pink, it's not about what we associate with feminine. Feminine is an expression. Okay, it's expression, it's how we express ourselves. Masculine is space. I always give analogy. Let's say we have this room here. Without chairs, without pictures, without this beautiful fence and stones and, things that you filled into this room, it would be just space. So this is masculine. Masculine is that pure presence. It's that space that holds everything, holds life. And feminine is
Also,
an
my muscles are
expression.
tightening up on me. What? I feel like He-Man. Go ahead.
So feminine is referred to expression. So without all of this room would be empty.
It's the heart.
It's the heart. It's how we express our feelings, emotions, what we feel inside. That's what we call feminine. It has nothing to do with gender or pink shirts or anything that we associate with any of that. And it blends. It's life for all there is. Masculine and feminine are polarities that when they blend together, it's just a beautiful union of a human being.
A balanced human
A
being.
balance, because what happened with a lot of cultures, men were taught to suppress that and not to express, but rather suppress. And sometimes I'll recommend patchouli, or I'll recommend ylang-ylang to bring that out. So actually it will help you heal and express yourself more. And yeah. So I just had to say that, sorry.
Well, you know, the great avatars, such as Jesus and the others, they all had very balanced yin-yang, balanced male-female, and that's perfect.
I'm
So
going to
it's,
wrap this up.
yeah, it's
Last word?
I completely agree with her. A lot of healers have very balanced male and female energy, and as such, both men and women feel very comfortable around them, both sides. So it's just
You comfortable around me?
balance.
I know you are, so. Anyway, you got to be.
That's a nice note to end it on.
Okay. Anyway, we have a couple of minutes left. We got to thank our audience. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
We had a lot more,
Thank
but
you.
they were indisposed. And our TV family at home, and our boys in the booth. Boys in the booth. All right, there we
boys
go.
and girls, yeah.
And boys and girls.
That's right.
Christine, our camera, everything. All right, and our beautiful guest. Mehernaz. Bleh.
Mehernaz.
Shanana. Okay, and Irina. Okay, and Sis.
Well, you
We
know,
got 2 minutes. We
I'm,
gained
I'm
another
going to
minute.
hold you to that Indian dinner, my dear.
Absolutely.
I love Indian
Yeah.
food.
Wait a minute, I knew her
And I love
first.
to
Ah, yeah, but she's going to cook for me.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so, but I really do want you to, do you have any spare of those rose oils?
Oh,
The one that I really fell in love with that.
I possibly
One.
do at home. I can check in. Yeah.
Oh, that
but
would be wonderful
definitely
because
call
I
for
know you
some.
brought them from India,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
a certain brand and so forth, because different brands will smell different.
Of
you know.
course,
Yes.
the different
Yeah.
distillation procedures and
Right,
processes.
right.
And there's so many too. That's another topic.
Yes,
right?
it's a whole
In
different.
Fill up the
essential
whole
oils.
house.
Right.
So, you know, with these guests we've had here, we all do a multitude of things. And one of the things that I found out is that she does the human design. And that is something I've been looking forward to having on the show for quite a long time. Someone who could come on and do a show. So I hope to have you come on to do that again, because that is totally unique. And
It is.
they're far and few between.
Okay, we got 1 minute, so let's wrap
And
this up.
That's about it. I'm sorry, dear. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. I want to thank
Go ahead,
our
I'm
sponsors,
sorry.
Antonio's Pork Store in Tottenville for the delicious food, and Aardvark Pest Control for, he's my best friend. So there you go. And that's it.
All right. Well, we want to thank our TV viewers.
I did that already.
Okay. Well, I'm thanking them now
Were
too.
you watching
so
this show or
there.
the next
Yeah.
one? Okay.
And so
Put
we'll
that
see
crown
you
on her
next
head.
month.
She's the queen.
I am a queen, darling.
With or without a crown, she said.
Okay. So
Okay.
good night. See you next
Everybody
month.
say good night now.
everyone.
Goodbye now.
Pleasure. Bye.
What the hell is that?
Bye.
That was fun.